Hey guys, Bimmy here, and a little bit about me. I've been playing Counter-Strike since 2013. In 2015, I was good enough to be semi-professional, and I ended up retiring in around 2016, towards the end of that, to become a coach, and have been coaching ever since, right? So I do have experience. I've been playing like ESEA, Face It. A lot of my ESEA time was before ranks were even a thing, unfortunately, so I can't go all the way back. But yeah, as I say, I do have experience, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Counter-Strike Reddit, specifically like CS2 and stuff like that, and just kind of give some thought and input on some of the goofy things that I've been seeing on the Reddit. All right, cool. So let's keep. This is a good one. This is the CS2 Reddit has been kind of goofy recently. And it has just been filled and littered with a lot of users who are, I guess, unfamiliar with how Counter-Strike works and lots of little stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to go through and give a little bit more of a backstory. I do have one that I did save. Alright, here's the first one I started with. This is a whole inspiration for the video. Current leaderboards are meaningless. Am I the only one who thinks that current leaderboards are meaningless? They just show who plays in a 5-stack or has the most skilled teammates / friends. Why not make the leaderboards officially about 5-stack teams? Basically clans. This game is a 5v5 tactical shooter, so we should be comparing the best 5v5 tactical teams. Allow people to officially register their clans in the game and allow 5v5 clan battles. This is what Counter-Strike has always been about. Now, this is kind of goofy, and I'm not going to go through everybody else's comments because I don't give a shit, but ESEA League has been around for a long time, right? That is the whole purpose of it. ESEA League is literally that. That's what it is, and it is for all kinds of users. The only downside is, unfortunately, is you have to pay for it. I believe, if I remember correctly, that's how you used to. You have to pay for it, and you know how people are with counting. You know, I don't want to pay for nothing. So that's what this is. I really feel like the post more so is just somebody being upset with the leaderboards because they can't climb or whatever. I do also, like I said, I will, however, agree with the top statement that the current leaderboards are meaningless. I do quite frequently think that the leaderboards are meaningless to the point that I have I think I've played like 2 premiere matches since the game's release, and that's because the game is in such a piss poor state that there's literally no reason to be trying to climb it. There's literally no reason to be trying to climb it right now. Not to mention the fact that like the end of the year is about to hit and all this stuff's about to reset in January anyway. Like, hopefully in January the game will be in a better state, but as of right now and hopefully until the end of the year, I will probably be abstaining from Premiere. I may go play some Face It, but I still, once again, don't want to try and compete at a higher level with the current state of the game. The game is just not in a good state. It's just kind of shit. This sub has become a shit show. Hell yeah. 90% posts, people complaining and moaning about the game. Barely any posts regarding workshop, skin content, market lineup strat. Yeah, they really need to kind of crack down on this. It really feels like a lot of people are misinformed, unaware of what's going on. And yeah, like it just seems like it's from a lot of users who either don't know what, like either casual players from Go or people from Valorant who don't know what's happening or how Valve operates. That's literally what this seems like, and it's really getting on my nerves. What is this? Sorry, let me actually finish reading this. You faced hackers and got bad teammates, and your rating is trash, and you got shot behind walls. We get it. I doubt these people have even reported a single bug in the past anyway. Hopefully it'll be back when the grass is green. Oh, sorry. Anyway, pass. Hopefully I'll be back when the grass is greener. Yeah, I feel that. That's part of the reason I wanted to make this video, is because, like, this Reddit is out of control, and there really needs to be some kind of moderation. I'm all for, like, poking fun at Valve, or not, maybe not poking fun, but, like, hey, Valve, this is broken, right? That's beneficial to them. It lets them work on the game. But when it comes to constant, like, hey, this one bug is blah, 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 and it's just over and over and over and over. Like, that is Reddit, yes, but it really doesn't have to be like that, especially with this kind of a sub, because I think this sub's smaller than Go, right? I don't remember. There's like 30 different Counter-Strike sub. Like there's a Counter-Strike sub. Boom. Open that one, yeah. So this is a kind of a smaller sub. It is still pretty big, but it really shouldn't be that hard, or there should be filters or some way for me to not have to deal with people complaining constantly about the same 2 bugs that they've been complaining about since launch, right? Oh dear God. After 9 years, I'm quitting CS for good. Hackers have completely ruined the game for me. Oh dear. I just want to vent. I'm sorry. Pretty much the title. I've been playing a lot of CS over the last 9 years. I've been with the game through all the ups and downs. So have I. I have as well. I'd say the last couple of years have been the hardest against cheaters, especially in CS2. Cheaters are everywhere, with Overwatch gone and CS2 having the worst anti-cheat ever. Even easily available free cheats are completely undetected. Yeah, it's a problem. I don't want to go like in depth into like my experience with cheaters or like cheats or like any of that stuff, but I will say that with Go, I never really had that much of an issue with cheaters. I was always playing third party for the most part, and even whenever I did return to matchmaking, my account was in such a good standing or such high like whatever that I very, very rarely faced cheaters, right? So, yeah, finish this one as well. Even while making it completely obvious, the enemy team would rather trash talk your team than actually report their cheating teammates. I don't know if this might be a region thing, but this has been my experience so far, having at least 60 to 70% of my games against blatant cheaters. I am throwing in the tower, they have won, and I am moving on to something else. Yes. I really feel like now that like we're thinking about it, right? Because like this is like the point where like we're at the boiling point where all of the new users who came to play the game, Valve, they're leaving because the game's not done, right? That's the whole, like, we would be playing Go or they would be playing Go because it'd be a better experience, but they can't now because we're stuck playing this buggy game. And I'm not gonna complain about them like destroying Go, like that's fine. I'm just more pissed off at like the fact that the game is in such a bad state because there's no reason for that. That's like unexcusable, right? You'll have such a huge like team, and it really feels like there's one person working on Counter-Strike. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like there's literally like a single person who's working on it, like pumping out 1, maybe 2 updates a week, which I do like. I miss getting updates, but the game still feels like shit, and I don't think it's like that hard to fix the shooting. That's my only complaint. The cheaters, I really like. I'm not gonna say there are no cheaters, right? But I definitely will say that like my biggest issue with Counter-Strike 2, as of today, is the animations just not lining up. You literally took 10 years of experience, right, and threw it out the window. And I don't know if they said that they didn't mess with the game, because I know that was going around. They're like, oh, they didn't touch the sprays, or they didn't touch any of that. In the recent interview, I'll put up a scroll of the interview. They admitted to fucking with the sprays. They admitted to changing them, and that is where I drew the line. I was like, I had been told repeatedly that they didn't mess with the sprays. They were the same sprays, but now we don't have a practice tool. I'm not going through all the hoops, and like the practice tool should be in the game. I shouldn't have to, go in and do all this extra stuff to get into a practice tool to practice my spray. But like how like now, like with them messing with the game, there's no clear indication on whether or not like my shooting is wrong because of the game or if it's because of like my own like mistake, right? With Go's feedback, you could like the amount of time that I've played, right, like 9-10 years, after like 1 to 2 tracers, I could tell exactly how to fix my recoil, right? Now with CS2, there's no way to do that. It's like by the time I can figure out like my recoil, hopefully with like the tracers, I'm either dead or I've maybe like killed the person by accident, right? Like there's just, the visual feedback is just non-existent. It is just so laggy. It's so far behind that it is awful. Oh yeah. So another thing that I've been hearing a lot about is scams. And this thing has been kind of going on for a while. This is like pre-CS2, actually. But, this guy's talking about new types of scams, and I really do appreciate the community coming in and being like, hey, like, watch out for this, like, that's cool, right? But there is a point when it does become common sense, so let's look at this. I just got an invite from a guy asking to join a group hub with presumably a lot of people. Okay, that's your first red flag, right? So, eventually, the guy got on Discord to talk with me, started asking me a bunch of questions about my work and stuff, trying to get my confidence. Well, he says he wants me to click this link, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, don't click the link. Definitely a scam. Guys, please be aware of this. Stay safe. Awesome. So, the thing with scammers, and, like, I will never understand, like, this must be people who are, like, new to the internet or new to, like everything, like, fuck. Nobody... And once again, like I said, I played semi-professionally. I played and competed with these larger teams. So, all right, let's start over. You don't ever get random invites from somebody to join their team and compete in a tournament. That doesn't happen. Nobody does that, okay? That's not a thing. And most of the tournaments are being held on Faceit because Faceit is like the most trustworthy site, at least in North America, which is where I'm at, right? So, getting a random invite from somebody you don't know, asking you to come play with them or join a group, or no. The immediate should be an immediate red flag. You should just immediately block the person. Most of the time, honestly, like I said with Steam, if somebody adds you on Steam, it's a bot. You can literally just look and tell, like, it's a bot. Like, I don't understand how these people get scammed, and it's really, like, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say they deserve it, because I think they do deserve it if they're that stupid, but, you know, everybody's gotta learn. It takes a little bit of time. Everybody gets scammed once, just about, so, hell yeah. CS2 kind of sucks, hell yeah. I'm not gonna read that, but I can agree. It does kind of suck, and I miss playing Gun Game. Gun Game was, like, my favorite thing to play. I'm glad they brought Office back. That's kind of like a that's, like, kind of been my bread and butter, honestly, as I've just been playing. Hell yeah. CS2 be like, I got pre-fired while staying in an extremely common spot. What is wrong with this game? Yeah, that is another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on. I was hoping that somebody else would talk about it. A lot of these players are kind of, like, misunderstanding, like, what Premiere is for, and I feel bad because, like, this goes back to Valve releasing the game way too early. And this is going to be extremely controversial. If you guys make it this far, like, please let me know your comments and thoughts in the comment section, right? Premiere mode is not designed for you. It's not. It's not designed for you. Premiere mode is designed for me, because I've been playing Counter-Strike for 10 years. I've hit Global Elite. I've hit, like, all of these, like, milestones, right? I know how to play Counter-Strike. It just sucks because you have all, like, there's nowhere else to go, right? It's like they have competitive, and, like, that's there. But, like, all of, like, the fun, like, user-based modes are gone, so people are kind of forced to just sit here and play Premiere. And it sucks because, like I said, like, that's not really, like, it's not necessarily designed for the average user. Like, Premiere is supposed to be, like the way that, like, third-party, like, ESEA and Faceit worked back in the day, you know. Once you'd beaten the game, once you'd gotten good at the game, you would go and play Faceit or go play third-party, and you would play with other users who had also done that, who had also hit a higher rank, who also knew what they were doing, and it was a privilege. You went to go play, you paid your money, and if you misbehaved, they took your money and they banned you, and, like, that's what happened, right? So it was a privilege. And see, I really feel like Premiere Mode was kind of a step in that direction, kind of like Valve's like, hey, this is where the big boys go, this is where the people who know what they're doing go. So you have these people getting stuck in this ELO that are like, it's like, what, like 4,000 ELO? And I'm not going to claim to know how the ELO system works. Like I said, I already told y'all earlier in the video that I haven't played a whole lot of Premiere. I got ranked like 9,000 in the beta, and that was off of, I think, like 7 wins in a row, and then I, like, lost, like, 2 games back-to-back, because I was, like, in 15 ELO, and then I lost 2 games back-to-back, dropped down to 9K, like, 9K, and then I won my, like, last 2 games, or last 3 games, and that's where I sat. But, yeah, it's like, Premiere is not necessarily designed for the average user. Like, if you're bad at the game, you should be playing competitive. That's the whole purpose of that. That's the whole purpose of them sitting here adding all of these random ranks so that you're not, like, getting upset. Like, these newer or these lower skilled players are not being upset because they're getting stomped by people who are, like, bad. Like, yes, there will be smurfs, so I'm not going into that. But Premiere is, I believe, is designed for users who know what they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you definitely belong in competitive, and you should stay there until you know what you're doing. So, but yeah, I got pre-fired while standing in an extremely common spot. What is wrong with this game? Boom. That is, like, very common logic. Like, it happens a lot. It is rumored that a porcelain skin will be CS2's first case. I already downvoted this. I saw this yesterday. I've never heard of this rumor. I think this is some idiot just starting it. I don't think there's any proof that there's going to be a porcelain skin, and a lot of these fucking porcelain skins have been around for a long time, so if there was one, it would have been put in Go, right? No point. No point. Anybody else get burnt out of CS2 really fast? Yeah. Being older, right, so, like, this is just a guy like me, like, I'm tired of playing the game, blah, 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 like, yeah, the game is just not in a good state, like, that's what, like, I think the top comment for this one was, is, like, the game is just in a bad state. Nobody wants to sit here and play a bad game, right? Probably the worst thing I've ever witnessed so far. This guy's playing, I think, on 4x3, I think that's what that is. I could be completely wrong, though. Maybe he's playing 16x10. Good shot. I hope that music's not copyright. He's gonna stick it, you can peek. Just shoot him in the body, you fucking idiot, dude. Oh my god, yeah. That's not even the game. I mean, that probably is the game, but, like, yeah, just shoot him in the body. Like, there's no reason to, like, no, just shoot him in the body. It's a Desert Eagle. It does, like, 40 damage. And it, like, that's another thing of, like, people, like, don't, like, like, just shoot them in the body. That's why, like, you get those, like, oh, he's lit? Or, like, you have a sniper, like, use your pistol, he's lit. Boom. Prime example of that. Huge, great example of that. Just shoot him in the chest. He's not going anywhere. He's got to stick it if he wants to win. If he gets off to shoot you, like, you won the round anyway, bro. Like, just shoot him in the chest. It's a bigger hitbox, easier to hit. I guess that's easy for me to say. We used to aim for the gut anyway. You didn't even, like, hit headshots back in the day. You used to just try and three tap him in the gut because that was it. It was like 99 or like 100 damage, and, like, that was it. This one seems like a kind of funny one. I don't want this whole video to be me, like, complaining about the stuff. I used to be Master Guardian Elite in CSGO, so neither great nor really bad. Stopped playing for years, and now I'm struggling to reach 5k elo in CS2. So I'm genuinely curious. Have I just become super bad? I mean, that's okay with me. I'm just wondering if age has affected me more than I would like to admit. Age has affected me more than I'd like to admit, and I can, like, it really sucks when you get into one of those games where it's like, I would be winning this if I was a couple years younger, right? You just don't have that reaction time like you used to. And I'm sure, like, all you vets out there probably know what I'm talking about. Like, they've got the crack aim. And it's like, I'm doing everything right, and I just got outshot because they got better reaction time than I do, so. Then move on to, the overall skill level has directly increased. To be honest, I'm more inclined towards the first hypothesis. Yeah, so, this just goes back to what I was talking about earlier. The Premiere modes, once again, kind of messed up right now. There is more to it than just, you know, oh, the Premiere mode's just filled with people who are bad. I'm willing to bet that there is something wrong with the elo, but I think a lot of it is users who are not supposed to be playing Premiere are playing Premiere, and the best way to climb, as we all know, the best way to climb is with a friend, right? So find a friend, and, like, that's one of the best things too. I really wish that I really wish that everybody who played Counter-Strike could experience what I'd experienced, because I have, like, a handful of friends that I, like, have had for so long, and they have become like best friends, and they're just lifelong buddies, right? So great experience. This can be a great game. Counter-Strike's been really good to me. So, but I really feel like a lot of it is just like unskilled users and like low elo. That's just what it feels like. I think it's also kind of like a humbling experience because, once again, I think I mentioned ESEA earlier. A lot of these users who were playing and competing at those high levels, right? Like even like somebody like me who like would compete in ESEA who would like play and face it, right? Has come back to try out Premier Mode. You know, normally we would stay out of competitive because it's almost criminal to go play competitive, because like competitive and Go is where you would go to like learn the game. It was almost criminal to go into comp and just play, like, even solo queue, you could just single-handedly like carry a match usually. And yeah, like I said, I always felt bad about it. But yes, Premier Mode is probably like, I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna say cheaters, but like there's probably a lot more users here with a lot more hours, a lot more experience than people realize, right? So, is this rare? No. Hate skins. I was waiting for a skin video. That's how I wanted to end this, with the skin videos. All the people being like, I unboxed, like, expensive knives or whatever. Those people just need to fuck off. I think Filthy Frank said it best. And I'm going to try and see if I can put the clip in here. But, knife unboxing and, like, that kind of shit, for those of you who are unaware, it's just like weed and money.
Pictures of the drugs and money. And all I can say to that is, if we can't have some, then we don't care.
Hard stuck, sub 5, yeah. So, boom, boom, yes. That's really, like, what I feel like the 4,000 elo gap is it's here to kind of keep the people who don't know what they're doing down and keeping them out of the higher ranks, because that's what it needs to be. Premier should not be this, like, it should not be this replacement for what Go's matchmaking, like competitive matchmaking was. Like, that's not the point. Like, you should not be able to just go play Premier and just start climbing unless you're good. That's exactly what I want out of a system. That's how, like, ESEA used to be. Like, you either know what you're doing, and if you don't, you get kicked, and then you get banned. And, yeah, like, it should be. Once again, like, it's, ugh. I don't care. Util videos. YouTube videos are okay, but they've gotten out of hand, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to try and stop, doing util videos, because util videos are not... I don't know, I guess the best way to put this is, let me ask you a question. When did learning a map, right, when did learning a map just revolve around learning smokes? That's kind of how the community is right now, and that's not what learning a fucking map is. It's just learning smokes. It's not. So, that's why I'm like, once again, I've tried to stay away from util videos. I was hitting them for a minute. I was like, boom, 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 because of like the beta, and not everybody had access to it. So it was like, okay, here is this stuff for users later down the line whenever they come in. But after that, now that everybody has access to it, I don't want to sit here and spam util videos, because like there's more important things to teach than just how to smoke heaven on overpass 30 times. Like, why in the world do enemy grief reports affect me? Huh. I don't know. I very rarely report, actually, and that's probably a contributing factor to why my my global offensive account was rated so high, is because it was like very rarely was I like, I think this guy's cheating. You know, I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. It was like until something like actually like crazy happened that I would do that. But yeah, it's like I very rarely reported people. There's no point. I wish there was like there should be more commendations. There should be more commendations. I think that is like a good way to offset that. Is you always get the like, this guy's being toxic, report him, right? But you never get the, oh hey, was your teammate a great like teammate? Were they like just the best? Give them a thumbs up. Like, hell, it should be a two-way street. You know, if your teammates are bad, report them. And if your teammates are good, you should upvote them. You know, that's how it is. That's how the karma system in ESEA worked. It's not true. The karma system in ESCA was completely based off of whether or not you fucking won or you lost. If you lost karma. You got downvoted for being bad at the game, and if you won, you got karma for just winning the match. It's so funny. Posted this to the CSGO Reddit. This may be why the op feel. I don't give a fuck about the op. Sorry, all you oppers out there. I'm not huge. Yeah, holy fuck. I think this is probably like the perfect way to wrap up this video. Let's put a little bit of music on. No, we're not gonna do that. Anyway, yeah. There are lots of gameplay things like this, and I was just gonna say it's like the biggest issue right now with Counter-Strike 2 is like the animations. The animations and like the client-side feedback. It feels like the client-side feedback is like very, very far behind. It really feels fucking bad. So, and it was so bad at the point like on launch that it was giving me headaches. So I had to like literally like stop playing because the entire game was giving me headaches because of how like it's like once again 10 years of muscle memory out the window because I don't know why they like decided to fuck with the game like that hard, but yeah, like it literally was like hurting my my head. So anyway, guys, if y'all made it this far, thank you for watching. Appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for more videos. If y'all like this video, leave me a like. Let me know if y'all want to see any more of this. Let me know if y'all have any Reddit posts or anything like that y'all want me to talk about. I would absolutely love to have some more interaction. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all with another video very soon.